CY Gemini, let's throw a retirement party for my partner's mom. Okay, so my partner's mom has retired recently from being a nurse for over 40 years. She's worked so hard to get here, and I really wanted to throw her a party that she will never forget, and just to celebrate her and all of her hard work to get here. So the party is very soon, and this weekend is supposed to be the snowpocalypse, apparently. So it is a perfect time to do some crafting inside. So we're going to take advantage of being inside and just doing some nice crafting for this party. I want to do a Filipino themed party for her. I know that sounds really vague, but basically the reason I'm doing this is I wanted a theme that wasn't like super corny, because I've been looking up like retirement parties and a lot of them just look really cheesy and a little corny. Forgive me if you like those, but it's just like, yeah, no, we can do better. So the reason I wanted to do this is because part of their time now is going to be retired in the Philippines, and part of the time is going to be retired here in the States. So she's going to spend time in both places. I know the Philippines she absolutely loves. It's tropical. It's home, where she grew up. So it's going to be nice and a little welcome to this new chapter in her life now. And I think it's perfect for her. It's also nice to celebrate the culture as well. Also, fun fact, I'm not Filipino, but I do get that a lot. I am Cambodian American, but I do have a lot of friends who are Filipino, plus my partner's Filipino. So yeah, just as a fun fact. My partner's mom is really sweet and really adorable, and she's worked so hard to get here, and I really just wanted to celebrate her and this huge accomplishment in her life. So I wanted to keep this a surprise to her originally, but then I was like, I don't know who she wanted to invite to this party, if all of her old work friends or anything. So we decided to tell her, but I do wanted to keep elements of the party a surprise. So she knows there's a party going on. She knows who she's inviting, but she doesn't know like the decor or the theme or any of the personal touches that I wanted to add to this party for her. I think there'll be really nice little touches that she'll appreciate. And yeah, I'm really excited for this to happen. But yeah, so today we're going to be crafting and doing all of the decorations, the party favors, and all of that. But next video for next time is going to be for the backdrop that we're going to be building. My friend is helping me out with that. She's a talented florist and one of the best ever to exist. And I love her so much. But today we're going to be focusing on making all of the personal crafts and touches for the party. Okay, so let's get into making some party favors. All right, so first we're going to start off with the party favors. So I am going to be putting everything into these little muslin bags. They're 4x6, and I wanted to put a design on them custom for the party. And I basically just wanted to say thank you for everyone for coming. So I wanted to design it like the little thank you shopping bags, kind of like the one on my shirt. This one's actually a Make Fail shirt from Evan and Caitlin, two of my favorite creators. But I wanted to make it in this style on the bag. And there was different routes that I wanted to try with this. Originally, I wanted to see what I can do, if I can do it manually and just drawing everything by hand. That's going to take way too much time. Not great. Second was to try this stamp situation with a scrap piece of wood and some 1/4-inch foam. But the 1/4-inch foam, I forgot, doesn't fit in my Cricut, so I can't just like put it in there to cut because it's too thick. So I did a vinyl, and then I transferred it onto the foam, and then I tried carving it by an X-Acto knife, but it just did not carve really well. I know you can also do it with an eraser, and I was going to do that, but then I had to buy more tools. I'm trying to not buy extra tools for crafts. I have so many tools that I don't know what to do with, of the crafts that I want to try at some point. But I have limited space as I'm living in a smaller house with 3 people, so we have a lot of stuff in here. So I'm going to really try to do with what I have and not buy more tools. I have to practice a lot of restraint because I want to buy all the things, because you know I want to do all of the things and all of the crafts. But alas, so route 3 is what we're going to try today, and I hope it works using my Cricut. But I basically got this placemat from the Dollar Tree. It is a vinyl playset. I was looking for the foam ones, but they didn't have any. They only had this thin vinyl, which could possibly work in my Cricut because it has like a foamy type texture in the back. I don't know how to describe it. I don't know. But for some reason, I don't know if it was a price glitch, but I got this for a penny at the dollar store. I don't know if someone messed up somewhere, but I'm not mad at it. Secondly, this was the only foam they had at Dollar Tree, at least my Dollar Tree. So these are the Valentine's Day hearts. So if that doesn't work, we're going to use this as a backup. And then I just lastly got a cutting mat from there too, because I have a big one, but I don't feel like lugging that out every time. So this is a nice small size and for $1 or $1.50 now. That Dollar Tree is $1.50 now. Whatever. Anyways, let's try it out. Oh man, it's tearing it up. I don't know if that's going to work, guys. I'm going to try the craft hearts now. See if that works. Yeah. Nope. Trial number 3. So I didn't have a deep point blade to do the cut on this foam sheet, so I had to manually finish the cut. The sticker was so sticky, I had a hard time getting it to transfer from the transfer tape, so I had to actually manually apply some of the letters, but eventually we got there. Our last step is placing the piece of cardstock in the bag to prevent the ink from bleeding onto the other side, and we'll give that a firm stamp. I'll link the materials that I used for this project all in the description below, and then I'm going to repeat those for 74 more times. Next, we're going to focus on what's going to go inside the bags, so let's start off with the stickers. I edited her picture with a retired party hat on Canva and then brought it out to Cricut Design Space. After sizing it to the desired size, I'm going to add an 1/8 inch offset. I'll change the offset to a white and then we'll print. I'm going to leave it as gray just so you can see this better for now, but in the end, it's going to be white as the offset. Then we're going to go select the image and the offset and then attach. And then we're going to duplicate that till you utilize the sticker paper most efficiently. And at the end, attach everything all together and you'll get something like this. Then follow the instructions for print and cut. I'm using Cricut brand sticker paper here. When it's done with the cut, I'm actually going to not eject the mat quite yet. If I wanted true die cut stickers, meaning the backing is also being cut as well, I needed to cut 3 more times for a total of 4 cuts before I hit eject. So to do this, you just press play again without pressing the eject button. If you don't need to cut the backing as well, just 1 or 2 rounds should be just sufficient to cut the sticker paper. Our last party favor, we're going to make these really cute retirement tags that I found inspiration from Pinterest on here. We're going to be using some craft paper from Michaels, and I'm just going to use my Cricut to do the draw and then cut feature. You can also do this with regular printer paper as well if you wanted. Once those are all cut, we'll glue 1 mint to each one, and that is that. Easy. Easy is not what I can say about this last decor item that we did. It took me for a loop. I just was so frustrated with this one. But let me just start off with the inspo before I take you on a journey. So these are some gorgeous Capiz shell candle holders or votives that I found on Pinterest. They are absolutely stunning. I really, really like them. And they are made out of Capiz shells or window pane oyster shells. They're found in some parts of Asia, but particularly in the Philippines in the province called Capiz, hence the name. They're also found in other places in the Philippines as well. But I really wanted to include that because of that fact. It is very popular in the Philippines for home decor, particularly pearls that you'll find hanging at Christmas time. I couldn't source these anywhere in the States or shipping quick enough for the party, so we're going to DIY them. First, I started off by sourcing some shells from Etsy. It was particularly hard to find the square ones. There are a lot of them are circle because that's like the organic shape that they come in already. But yes, I did source these. I will link the page below. Let's get into the journey, shall we? My initial approach was to build a frame out of aluminum, so off to Lowe's we go. I got some L brackets, some aluminum brazing rods, and a high heat torch. I was really super excited to try this, and I always wanted to try welding, and this will be my closest technique to it. Yes, I know brazing aluminum is not welding. Watching all the YouTube tutorials made that very abundantly clear, but this is going to be the closest I can get to bonding two metal pieces together. So yeah, I was super duper excited. All right, we are going to cut the side pieces. I have a stop block here, and I have a sacrificial piece that this is going to line up with, because this is the L bracket. It's a little wobbly if I were to cut it on its own, so I'm bracing it against this sacrificial piece. And we're going to make our 5.5 inch width here. Safety first, guys. What you doing? You're inspecting my work? I have everything cut, and I've been trying to practice off camera, and I got it to stick, but boy, does this look so ugly. I literally attempted to do this until like 4 a.m. trying to practice, and still no luck on the technique. The next day I went to Harbor Freight because I found out they have brazing rods for way cheaper. I will put the comparison prices in the screen here. So I got a pack of those, plus some sacrificial right angle clamps. Day 2, I definitely had a better technique, and my joints were a bit neater, but alas, this is what we ended up with. This was crazy wonky, and I was running out of time as the party was just in a few days. So let me just take a break from it and find the LED candles to go inside them, as our venue does not allow for real flames. The day before the party, I finally decided to switch to a medium I do know, which is wood. Using some scrap wood I built 3 frames using some wood glue, while my best friend drilled holes in all of the Capiz shells. We then strung them up along the fishing wire and wrapped it around the frame. Bless her help, because we finally finished with everything around 5 a.m. So now let's get to the party. Phew, what a party. I'm so happy it happened, but I'm also relieved that it's over, because I was stressed, girl, leading up to this event. But in any case, my partner's mom was really happy and really grateful for the party. She had a lot of fun, and I'm just really excited that she gets to be celebrated for the amazing person that she is, and the most giving person in both her professional and her personal life. So I'm really happy. A lot of detail went into planning this event, from the food to the decor and who we chose to be our vendors. I got to hire some of my friends for this event, and I'm so happy to support them and their business, because look at these cookies, y'all. Like, they are crispy. These lines are clean. Like, I was like, dang, girl, you did that. Oh my God. They're so good. And to my wonderful florist friends who created these beautiful and stunning centerpieces for the tables and providing the greenery for the backdrop, which I will get into more into the next video. If you're interested in local to the DMV area, I will link them in the description below to check out their page. They are awesome and I love them so much. And, you know, shout out to my friends. Shout out to them being freaking awesome and being talented in what they do. Just, I'm grateful. While it was a bit stressful planning this event, I had so much fun creating all the elements for the event and making this theme, putting it all together. I did really enjoy that process despite all the fails. Thanks for following along, and maybe this will inspire you for your future party or event, especially if you're doing like a Filipino themed event or anything. Make sure you are subscribed if you are not already, because we are going to be going over how we built this backdrop super duper easy for the event, and I will see you in 2 weeks.